So today we're going to be looking at careers in cognitive psychology and neuroscience. Working in these fields requires a combination of both scientific knowledge and technical ability. Practitioners need to understand how different parts of the brain influence thinking, memory, and behavior, while also being able to collect and interpret research data. A strong foundation is required in psychology and biology, as these are key to the fields and serve as the foundation to exploring mental processes of the brain. Knowledge of anatomy, brain function, and research methods with statistics further helps to understand how the different parts of the brain contribute to behavior. Professionals must follow strict ethical standards when conducting research in order to protect the patients and/or participants of their research human rights. Since the brain is critical to patients' informed consent, navigating between respecting their rights or consulting for medical practices are further areas that require strong ethical standards. So, while cognitive psychology and neuroscience are closely connected, their approaches to human behavior come from different perspectives. Cognitive psychology focuses on the mental processes like memory, language, learning, and decision making. Researchers study how different people's brains receive, store, and use information, often through observing their behavior in experiments. Their goal is to understand how the mind works and how the people process information and stimuli in everyday life. Neuroscience, on the other hand, focuses on the biological side of behavior and examines the brain, its nervous system, and neurotransmitters to understand how physical processes and structures produce or contribute to thoughts, emotions, and actions. Neuroscientists often use brain imaging tools like MRIs to observe brain activity as it happens in response to stimuli or tasks in real time. Two exciting fields in cognitive psychology are neuroscience, cognitive neuroscience, and experimental psychology. Experimental psychologists conduct research to better understand how people think, remember, and solve problems. They do this through designing experiments, collecting data, and/or publishing their findings to expand knowledge and improve the practice of psychology. Many also moonlight as professors, aiding students as they perform their own research. While early research relied almost exclusively on observing behavior, new modern techniques have been implemented, including eye tracking, brain imaging, and virtual reality. Cognitive neuroscientists study how brain structures support thinking, memory, language, and emotion. They typically work in research labs, universities, or hospitals, where they look at how different regions of the brain work together during tasks or in response to stimuli. Brain imaging techniques such as the fMRI and EEGs allow researchers to study brain activity in real time without any invasive surgeries. They also have begun to use TMS, also known as transcranial magnetic stimulation, where they send magnetic pulses to specific parts of the brain to induce activity as a possible therapy for treatment-resistant depression, migraines, or even as an alternative to pharmaceutical treatments. Research is foundation of both cognitive psychology and neuroscience, as it helps practitioners to better understand the brain's interconnectedness and its effects on behavior. One of the most common methods is experimental research, in which researchers manipulate one variable while controlling others to find cause and effect relationships. This method is typically used in the study of memory, attention, learning, and decision making. Another method is behavioral research, which focuses on observing how people perform different tasks or respond to stimuli. Researchers may measure reaction times, accuracy, problem-solving skills, or in tandem with brain imaging to analyze mental processes. Neuroscientists also often rely on brain imaging techniques such as EEGs and MRIs to observe activity in different parts of the brain. These tools help researchers connect specific brain regions with functions like languages, memory, and attention, and are often used in conjunction with other forms of research. Prior to brain imaging, researchers heavily relied on case studies like Phineas Gage as a way to better understand how different parts of the brain work. Case studies provide an ethical alternative to experimentation on subjects while still providing detailed information about individuals with brain damage or neurological conditions. Researchers can also conduct longitudinal studies which follow participants over a length of time and allow scientists to study the development of cognition, as well as cognitive disorders, diseases, and efficacy of treatments over time.